Sorry about that. I just went live. Was talking about make America again. Go check that out. 4:30 a.m. Those are all the people that's my 4:30 a.m. I'm gonna leave that. I'm not gonna reset that. So it's 4:30 a.m. in the morning. If you want to go check that out, all my overnight late night birds that need that amazing content. It's very short and powerful message that I send it out amongst us, and I'm definitely appreciated that a lot of y'all subscribe to me. I know it's Sunday, you want to relax. Some of y'all still sleep in the bed. You have fun Saturday, with family and friends, and just about just living your life, which is okay and fine. But this is going to be another good one. It's going to be short, but it's going to be short and sweet. I'm not going to try to make it that long, but I want to make it powerful. Morpheus, all of these Greeks gods came to the institution basically of Africa civilization. These all of these civilizations basically learn from the father, which is the West. The West is the father of civilization. We are the fathers of civilization. Okay, we are not African. The West over here, we've been here. Our ancestors ain't the ancient ancestors. We are the descendants. We've been here in this land. This is why this land over here in the West is a blessing land. This is why the Almighty Alpha Omega always talk about the West. He always talk about the West because the West is the father that planted the seed, and then the seed dishes out to Africa, which is the mother. Not the Africa, but which is the East. The Middle East is the mother. Okay? The Middle East is the mother. Put it like that. All right? Not just Africa, but the whole of Middle East is the mother, basically, which from this foundation, it spread out to all other civilization. All of them. Anything that's over there in the east or anything that's in that far region over there spreads out to all of the civilizations so they can learn it and build, right? So you have to understand that the connections basically that we had of these individuals of interpreting dreams, of understanding spirit traveling, and understanding telepathically using this information and telekinesis and all of this other stuff. As you can, if you go into Rome and you go to some of these places, they still have structures of their civilization, of their descendants. Now, they descendants, right? And ancient ancestors did not backdoor us. It's the descendants that did this. We taught them, right? So after we taught them, they went to civilize and build their network and build a school and start to build their civilization, basically. But we're not just going to get into it. We're going to get into Morpheus and Joseph. Morpheus and Joseph. Joseph is before Morpheus. Joseph is before Morpheus. Okay? He was the direct descendant, and we all know that he's Hebrew. He's the direct descendant of the ancient ancestors that believe in one creator, the Alpha Omega. At the time, right, there was belief and non-belief. There was no religion going on. There was no religion. Okay? So we have to understand that there was no scriptures. There was no scriptures. So from this bloodline, right, that they pray to the Almighty Alpha Omega to save their bloodline, and do the agreement of the ancient ancestors that is the descendant of Adam and Eve, right? He accepted their agreement to fulfill their bloodline of to worship of one creator. Right? Because at the time there was a lot of fight going on with the other ancient ancestors that wanted to do their own thing, that understand the assignment of the Creator. And this is another topic that I want to talk about. That I'm going to talk about later on, maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna hit you with that topic of being God. We are God, and God is us. We are the Almighty, and the Almighty is us. I'm giving you a heads up right now that the topic I'm gonna drop on you probably most likely tomorrow. You know, Lord willing. I'm going to give you some information. I want to break that down to you because I really appreciate that your guys is subscribing to me. Y'all don't have to subscribe to me. Y'all don't have to share my videos. Y'all don't have to share my videos. Y'all don't have to lift my channel. But my channel is organic. It's coming with real content. It's coming with real information from a spiritual sense and a spiritual form. Right? And this is what we want. These things in modern day time, we need this information because this information is going to get us to the future, because you got to know the past in order to build a better future. Because if you're trying to build a better future without spirituality, it's going to be met with destruction upon destruction of yourselves, of who you're supposed to be. Right? So we all know that Joseph had special powers to interpret it, right? The dreams, the foreseen things that was going to happen. And that was based on the Almighty Creator, which blessed him with this power to interpret dreams. And at this time, he was amongst the Pharaoh in Egypt. And at the time, the Pharaoh in Egypt, at that time, he didn't believe. He still held on the tradition of that mankind, man, is God on earth and beyond. These pharaohs, they came from that ancient bloodline of belief and non-belief. And belief and non-belief both had powers because they was given access to transfer in and out this world and came from the next world, beyond the zones of the heavens and earth. Yes, this is actually true. They also had powers. So they fought each other. Yes, they did. This was before scriptures. This was before Jews and Christians and Muslims was ever thought of. It was belief and non-belief. So the Pharaoh still had the blood of structure, of science, mathematics. He still was building structure of the pyramid that was passed down. And at this time, they didn't have the ancient ancestor that believed in one creator, the Alpha Omega, the Almighty at the time. What was leading that force was the other non-belief. I'm going to say non-belief, yes, non-belief. And at that time, it was a will thing. It was a will. It's a will, meaning your free will. So he didn't believe in the unseen creator, this Pharaoh. He didn't believe. He did not believe. So it was all planned by the Alpha Omega, the Almighty, to bring Joseph. Peace and blessings be upon him. When he came up, that's when the Pharaoh started to believe in the one creator. Because he brought at that time, he brought interpretation of dreams. And at that time, you had the interpreters of dreams at that time in the Pharaoh house in the pyramids. They was interpreting dreams, but not like not like Joseph. Peace and blessings be upon him. This is actual true force. This is actual true evidence and actual true information that we need to get forth and that we need to bring forth and that we need to talk about. I know it's so busy that a lot of people is not up, not watching, but once you do be up and you watch this video, please share this information. Even comment, get in my comment. Thank you so much. Please take my name. Add Queens, how you doing? So when these things are put forth, he was the keen interpreter, right? He came from that very bloodline of the ancient ancestors that believe in one creator, the Alpha Omega, Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So these things have to be looked at and put in a proper perspective. Morpheus, the Matrix. See, back then there was Matrix back then. You know what the Matrix was? The Matrix was of the Pharaoh at that time. The Pharaoh had so much power, built structure, science, chemistry, right? Knowing of the deaf, knowing of the living. All of these things was passed on in the bloodline, right? Through the ancient ancestors, whether they believe or didn't believe. They both had powers because at this time, the Creator had the door open for this. If if it just go over your head, I need for you to get to read your Bibles. I need for you to read your Torahs. I need for you to read your Quran in the scriptures. He talked briefly about it, the Creator. But I'm going into depth on why things the way it was and how things supposed to be and why we supposed to become what? Joseph and Morpheus. We supposed to become Joseph and Morpheus in our own world, meaning our free will. The free will of this world have to start with inside of us. Once you create this matrix and free world and interpret it in your own dreams and your wills, you then manifest it out in this physical world, then you manifest it throughout the spiritual world. This is how this begun, and this is how this began. It's the foundation and the leading force within inside of ourselves. So we can become that godly-like form, the highest form of all creation that sit right there with the Creator. That's why it's really important to become Joseph and Morpheus. Okay? That's going to lead the force and keep things balanced and just. These things need to be talked about, and these things do not need to be buried. So, all of these Greek methodologies and myths and all this other stuff, right, came from where? From the ancient ancestors that civilized all civilizations, that brought forth knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to all civilizations so we can keep balance and justice upon the earth. Every civilization had a part to take part and take control of the earth, of their civilization, but they neglected and failed their responsibility. So these things that we need to talk about, we need to put, we need to put this thing at the forefront. We can't forget these things. So become Joseph, become Morpheus, and control your own matrix, your own world, where that you can spread this out amongst your community and yourselves and get things done and have motion and have movement and not be what? Not be trapping and stuck and stagnated in areas which is dwells. These entities is there to misguide you and lead you down a dark path that you can't see. That's why I'm always warning you. That's why I want you to share and like on this content. This content is dope and amazing. You're not going to get this nowhere else like this. No, ain't nobody giving it up like this. That's actually care about you. That's actually love you. That's actually trying to save your soul and care about you. I care about what you do in your everyday life. Yes. I still be in the streets. I still walk around gracefully and humbly. I still be on the trains and the buses. I still be moving and grooving because it needs to be done. I need to be amongst the people. I need to be amongst and show them what a graceful, what a leader of spirituality looks like. That don't drink or smoke weed, that don't do these violent acts, that actually fought up against this darkness which is plaguing us all around the world. Brothers and sisters, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen. My channel is being overshadowed by a lot of things. It is. But we're going to push back. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting. Yes. Because we are all his creation. And he can push the button to make things happen at the end of the day. This is actually true facts. So I'm not going to stay long because I got to do another topic. We're going to do another topic. And this topic is basically going to be a really good one. And I want to share and like everything. We need to each one teach one. That's what we need to do. And this is what we was created for. Each one teach one. To build and elevate all civilizations all around the world. We don't supposed to be fighting each other. This is setting us back hundreds of years. Fulfill the agreement. Become Morpheus. Become Joseph. Peace and blessings be upon him. That taught mankind the use of what? To interpret their dreams. To interpret their will. To giving them access to who they are. Feel me? Joseph was considered a god. He was considered a god and what? And messenger. And king in his own right. These things are not being talked about. He was considered a god and king and messenger. And the Creator blessed him that way because at that time, that's what was going on. To be a god, a king, and messenger with blessings. That's why he took the leading force of Egypt. And not to tell you, the king started believing in the Alpha Omega. Yes. And things started to change for the king. Yes, he did. He started to get into the connection with the Creator at that time. See, these things are not talked about. These things need to be talked about amongst us. Because at that time, the devil probably had his mind, this dark, evil, demonic, twisted, probably had his mind in will, telling him, yo, do this and do that. So when Joseph came on the scene, Joseph was like, boom, I'm the top shotter. I'm the top shooter right here. And he sent shots, boom, 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 through his what? Through interpreting the dreams. That's the real shots that I'm talking about that we need to do. That's the shots. And the shots is not to kill. The shot is to give life. It's to give life and understanding and knowledge, wisdom of this existence, of you becoming a God. And being up there on the highest plateau with the Alpha Omega. Let's get into them, brothers and sisters. Please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget the notification bell. Hit it, hit it, hit it. So I'm dropping bangers and heat for you and I'm dropping it. This is Sunday. This is something for you to watch. Straight up, man. Instead of watching TV, instead of watching the news, instead of watching this, watching that, let's watch something that's going to make us become Morpheus and Joseph. Peace and blessings be upon them. Yes, in the matrix. Be your own matrix inside your world. Create your own world so we can stop being stagnated and trapping on these street corners for sneakers and wares and Chinese food and sandwiches and weed, alcohol, Don Julio. Let's rise above all this materialistic stuff. We could do it. That's right. Word.